Hello, good morning. Good morning. It's Sunday. Good morning. We're here at church online on Sunday. Hey guys, so excited that you guys are here with me. Good morning. Happy Sunday. As you can tell, I've got a lot of energy. I had a coffee this morning. And that wasn't a paid promo, although Starbucks, you could pay me if you'd like. But I'm really excited to see you guys. There's so many of you guys jumping on here with me. So good morning. Let's see who's here. We got Aria and Josiah and Aaliyah. They were the first ones that jumped in. Solomon's here. Hannah's here. Victory and Dylan are here. Roman is here. We got so many people. Awesome. And you know what? I'm the only one on the chat today. So normally, Leader Abigail helps moderate the chat, and she'll say good morning to everybody. But it's just me today. So if I don't say good morning to everybody, like online through texting, through typing, just know I still see your names, and I still see that you guys are all here. And I'm really excited that you all are here because this is the last week that we're talking about integrity. It's the last week of October. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy that October is done and that we are going into November. And then after November is December. And in December, we have Christmas, my favorite holiday of all times. Actually, let me ask you that question. What is your favorite holiday of all times? Let me know. What is your absolute favorite one? You love it so much. Let's see. Mine is definitely Christmas. Not because of, I don't really care. And as you get older, you don't really get that many presents, which I don't really need. I really just love Christmas because I love the music. I love the lights. I love hot chocolate. I love all the things that Christmas encompasses. And I love Jesus. So I love celebrating his birthday. Let's see what you guys said. James says Christmas. Victory and Dylan say Christmas. Emily says Christmas. Andy and Cynthia say Christmas. Wow, so many people are saying Christmas. Good morning, Olivia and Nyla. Olivia, how was your birthday? What did you do? Let us know. Someone said Halloween. Who was that? Who said Halloween? Naomi said Halloween. I also do love Halloween too, because I really like getting dressed up. You guys know me, and I just any opportunity that I have to get dressed up and be silly, I want to do it. So I like Halloween too. We got a lot of people. Some people said, I can't choose. Awesome. Well, yeah, so we've got Christmas, and we've actually got a pretty exciting thing planned for you guys for Christmas. We've been working on it for quite some time, and we're still working on it. It's not ready to be released yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to really, really enjoy it, and everyone's going to get it. Isn't that cool? So that's what's going to happen. It's coming your way. Make sure you're jumping on here to let us know that you're on here, so we can make sure that you guys get the information about Christmas. Also, I'm just trying to think about how to make sure that I get all of you guys in our attendance, because I want to make sure that if you guys are part of the SLT, the Spiritual Life Track for Kids, by coming on the weekends, that means that you guys are, I'm marking out your attendance, right? So you have to let me know who you are. So let me know who you are in here, so I can make sure I mark you as here in our attendance, okay? Because that's the way that I'm going to keep track of it. I need to know what your names are. Your names help too, okay? So just make sure you put it in there. And guys, because I'm the only one, Leader Abigail's not here monitoring the chat, I'm going to be trusting you guys with the chat room, which means I really, really need you guys to stay focused when we're learning about the Bible story and when we're talking about what we're learning. And I need you to be respectful and just treat the chat room as if you were in the room with me. If you wouldn't say the things in the room with me, like Leader Stephanie or any other leaders, if you wouldn't say those things in front of me, then I don't want you to be saying them in the chat room, okay? Because the chat room is a place for us to stay connected, for us to talk about our weeks, to say hi to our friends, but it's not a place for us to be silly and inappropriate, okay? So because I'm the only one, I'm trusting you guys. I'm trusting each and every one of you, and I know all of you. So I'm trusting you guys to be respectful and be responsible in the chat. And if you're not, then I will have to remove you from the chat, or I'll have to call your parents. Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. So show me that you guys can handle it by yourselves, and you can handle the chat room and do it in a respectful way. Okay? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow, we've got so many people here. Good morning, Isaiah. We got so many people. Awesome. Okay, so you might have noticed also that we didn't really focus on a memory verse in October, and that was intentional because I really, really like the memory verse for November. So next week, we are going to be learning the memory verse for November, and you're going to have 4 weeks to learn that memory verse, and then we're going to see who memorizes it, who's going to send in their videos for the memory verse for November, and we'll go about it that way, okay? Because I think it's really important that we actually learn memory verses and we don't just do one every month just because we have to do it. I want to pick ones that are really, really important for us to keep inside of our hearts. And I want us to really, really focus on memorizing them because that's the whole point of a memory verse. So next week, so next Sunday, I'll be introducing our new memory verse, and we'll learn it together. Sound good? Awesome. Okay, so I said the SLT. If you're here with the SLT, I see you guys are putting your stuff in. Olivia said, my birthday was amazing. I got lots of presents. That's awesome. I'm so glad, Olivia. Olivia, I'm going to be seeing you next weekend. I'm so excited. And I might have something for you for your birthday. Speaking of next weekend, do you guys know what's happening next weekend? Do you guys know? A lot of you guys are signed up, so I wonder if you know. Do you want me to tell you? Okay, I'll tell you. It's the Spooky Wheels. Yeah, Halloween, Spooky Wheels. Spooky Wheels. It's an event that we're having, the church is having, and we are going to different parks around Toronto and Markham and the GTA. We're going to different parks, and we are going to be bringing Halloween to you on our Spooky Wheels. Ooh. We're going to be bringing pumpkins. We have lots of candy. We're going to have music. We're going to have activities and games. And all of this stuff is going to happen outside and making sure that we're all staying socially distanced. But then we get to see each other. How exciting is that? I haven't seen some of you guys in so long. So I'm super, super excited. Spooky Wheels, you got to sign up online. There's only a couple parks that still have availability, and we have to stay within 25. So if a park is sold out, you can't sign up for that park because we have to make sure that we're following the guidelines set out by the government to make sure that everybody stays safe and everybody has a good time. So if you haven't signed up for Spooky Wheels, you can do so at onechurch.to/registration. You can go there and you can sign up for Spooky Wheels. It's going to be so much fun. Me and Pastor O'Shea were packing some goodies for you guys. And it was a lot. I wish we took a picture because it was like a lot of stuff. And I'm really excited for you guys to see it. So it's going to be good. So join us for Spooky Wheels. And if you can't, it's okay. No worries. You guys can, if you have a costume, you guys can send me a picture of your costume and I can see. I have a costume and I'm really, really excited to wear it to the Spooky Wheels and to show all of you guys. So it's going to be a good one. Anyways, let's get into church. Let's look at what we're talking about today. Let me see if I got the right slide here, because remember last week when Leader Nicole was here and we didn't have the right slide? And I was like, what's going on? Well, that's still not really the right slide. It just says off stage. Well, it's off stage. Drop the act. And we're talking about integrity. We're talking about what it means to be honest with our actions and our actions and our words. So hold on, I'm just writing, go to onechurch.to. That's all you guys got to do. If you just go to one, someone just said, can you send the link for Spooky Wheels? That's Emily. Emily, if you just go to onechurch.to, you can click on there and then you can go to events and it'll be there in events. Okay. So just go to the church website and you'll find it there. If you go to events or what's going on, what's coming up, you can find it there. And Emily, if you're still having problems, let me know and I can send it to your mom. Okay. Great. So we're learning about integrity, and this is the last week of integrity. And today, what we're focusing on is the way that we get to decide how we're going to act in a day. Are we going to act happy? Are we going to be happy and grateful for the things that are around us and the things that we get to do and the family that we have? Or are we going to be grumpy and be mad that it's raining and we can't go for recess, or be mad that your mom didn't put your nice shirt in the laundry and you can't wear it to school? There's different things that we get to decide, and we get to decide it. It's not the rest of the world. It's not our moms or our dads or our sisters or our brothers. It's nobody else but ourselves. We get to decide whether or not we're going to be happy and think happy thoughts or be grumpy and think grumpy thoughts. So we're going to look at that today. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do a scavenger hunt. And we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about today's lessons. Okay. So guys, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the chat room. And like I said, I'm trusting you guys. I'm trusting each and every one of you to be respectful and be responsible in the chat room. So right now, when we're learning about the Bible story, I don't want you in the chat room being silly. If you have a question, by all means, you can put your question in the chat room, but that's the only thing that we're doing with the chat room right now. Okay. Awesome. All right, so here we go.
This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna do really bad today. I'm gonna forget what I have to say. I might as well just give up. Hi, I'm Graham, and I'm going to fail. Sorry, but I'm just trying to be honest. I'm trying to have integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And the truth is, the speech I have to give later today is going to go badly. I am supposed to talk to a bunch of strangers about different kinds of masks, but every time I give a speech, I get so nervous that everything I want to say comes out wrong. I don't know if this happens to you, but I keep hearing these voices in my head. You're not very good at talking to people.
When you tell jokes, they stink.
Other people are way better at this than you.
The more I listen to these voices, the more I believe them. So it's probably better if I don't even do the speech today. Can't mess up if I don't try, right?
That way you won't be embarrassed.
Good point, teddy bear voice. So in today's story, we're learning about how to control what you think. Like that would be helpful. Wait, would that be helpful?
No. I mean, nay.
Aw, thanks for being honest, weird horse voice. I knew I could count on you.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8.
Horatio liked to keep track of things in his head. 5 kinds of cereal in the cabinet. 17 braids on his sister Nala's head. 2 voicemail messages left on his parents' landline phone.
Seriously, Mom? You are so stuck in the 1990s.
Horatio was especially good at keeping track of things that went wrong.
Number 1, we're out of chocolate frosted sugar bomb cereal.
Horatio's mother did not always appreciate his lists.
I did not buy that. Your dad bought that.
Number 2, it is freezing in here.
Put on a sweater.
Number 3, Miss Watson is making us do a group project and they are the worst because everyone else drags me down.
Horatio, can you please focus on something positive for once?
Just keeping it real.
Oh, I know about positive stuff. Miss Christie told us.
Horatio's little sister Nala began rummaging around in the stacks of random paper on the counter.
There is nothing positive about this morning, and I'm positive about that.
Nala pulled out a scribbled-on handout and waved it triumphantly.
Philippians 4:8.
Do not read me a coloring sheet.
Finally, my brothers and sisters, always think about what is true. Think about what is noble, right, and pure.
Mom, make her stop bugging me.
No, this is good.
Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect. If anything is excellent or worthy of praise, think about those kinds of things.
Horatio just glared and checked out the lunch that Mom had packed.
Is this strawberry jam in my sandwich? You know I only eat apricot jam.
Over the next 2 hours, Horatio counted dozens of annoying things.
Number 1, this bus stinks like dirty socks stuffed with Cheetos. Number 2, the classroom door needs some WD-40. Number 3, Miss Watson is wearing yellow, and I hate yellow. Number 4, this pencil is making a giant callus on my finger. Number 5, group projects are still the worst. Number 6, it's way too hot over here.
And to make matters worse, Miss Watson had put Tish James in charge of the group. Ugh.
So, we get to do a report on Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. I'll write the history, and Jordan, you can paint a picture, and Horatio, you research stuff about the land and animals around it.
Number 7, Tish is super bossy.
Oh, and here's a picture of the lighthouse.
Tish held up a glossy photograph, and Horatio opened his mouth, ready to complain about how boring lighthouses were. But he couldn't do it. Hatteras Lighthouse, spiraling into the sunset sky, was breathtaking. He could picture walking the beach and waves crashing as the warm light glowed overhead. And Horatio couldn't help hearing an echo of his little sister's voice.
Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect.
There it was, right in front of his face. Horatio found brand new thoughts forming in his brain.
Hey, that looks really cool. That's amazing.
It was as if a switch had flipped in Horatio's head. After seeing one good thing, he started to see more. Jordan had brought in some paintings he had done.
Number 1, Jordan, you are a really great artist.
Miss Watson helped Horatio solve some tough fractions by drawing a funny sketch.
Number 2, Miss Watson is a super creative teacher.
Mom had packed homemade cookies in Horatio's lunch.
Number 3, my mom makes the best chocolate chip cookies on the planet. Who wants to share?
By the time Horatio got off the school bus,
Number 4, Mr. Rob drove us right up to our house because of the rain.
he was actually smiling. Mom met them at the door.
Hey kids, how was school?
At that moment, Nala shook out her wet umbrella all over Horatio. And for a moment, Horatio frowned. Nala braced herself.
Sorry.
Number 5, I have a closet full of dry clothes upstairs.
Nala's eyebrows shot way up.
What happened to you?
Nothing. I just realized I've got some pretty great things to focus on.
So your day went okay?
Number 6, it was positively awesome.
Horatio beamed and ran upstairs to change his wet shirt. He had a lot of brand new lists to make up in his head.
The Apostle Paul wrote, "Finally, my brothers and sisters, always think about what is true. Think about what is noble, right, and pure. Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect. If anything is excellent or worthy of praise, think about those kinds of things." You know what that means? It means you're in charge of what you think about. Maybe you can't control every single thought that enters your brain,
Think about fish. You must think about.
but you can control the thoughts that you focus on. Yes, you can. Having integrity doesn't just mean you're honest with other people. It means you're honest with yourself too. And to do that, you need to try and focus on things that you know are true. Things like God made you.
God forgives you. God loves you.
He loves you so much that he sent Jesus to die on a cross for you. And he's big enough to bring Jesus back from the dead. So he's bigger than all of the things that you and I worry about. So the one thing to remember from today is this. Focus on what's true. And if you ever feel like you can't control your thoughts, or if the voices inside seem too loud, talk to someone you trust about it. Find someone who will help you stay focused on the truth of God's amazing love for you. You know what? I'm going to choose not to believe the voices that are telling me that I'm not any good. God made me. I am good. And then I'm going to try to give the best speech that I can. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you?
No. I mean, nope.
Yeah, I thought not. I'll see you around, everybody. I'll be thinking about you. Bye.
Okay, let's take a look at the bottom line together. It says this, focusing on what's true. Now, the fact is that there are a lot of things that are true. In Horatio's life, there were a lot of things that were true that happened to him and that he could be grumpy with, but instead he chose to see the things that were true that he could be happy about. For example, his sister, when she shook off all that water and got it all on him, the truth was he was wet and dirty and muddy, and his sister did shake all that water on him. But he decided to see what was true in the good way. And what was true is he did have a closet full of clothes, and he was that blessed that he could just go upstairs and change his clothes. He didn't have to wear the wet clothes. So focusing on what's true and what is good. And we have the choice to do that. No one else can decide that for us. So when I'm having a really bad day and I wake up, and this is what always gets me. When I wake up, I'm like, ugh, and I look at my clock and I've slept in. And you know why I've slept in? Because it's so dark outside. You know why it's so dark outside? Because it's raining and it's storming. And then I'm always so angry and I go, ugh. I don't like it when it's cloudy and rainy, and now I'm late for work because I missed my alarm, and I have to go, and I'm rushing. But instead, what I could do is stretch my arms, look at my alarm clock. I'm late for work. Oh man, that does suck. And that is true. I'm late for work now. But as opposed to blaming it on the weather, I could say, you know what? The trees and the grass really need this rain. So I'm going to be thankful that God has given me such a beautiful earth that flourishes when it has water. And as opposed to seeing that as something, I mean, it is true. It is dreary and it is cloudy, and maybe I don't like it all the time, but there is some good truth in the rain and in the cloudiness that I can focus on. So we have to focus on what's true. Focusing on what's true and the good parts, right? So we can all do this. I want us to think about a time when, or a story, it doesn't even have to be real. You guys can make it up if you want. But think about something where you could have a choice to be really grumpy or really happy. So you can make it up if you want, or you can tell me about a real life situation that happened. So for me, the rain is one of them. So I don't like it when it rains in the morning and when I'm late for work. And I could get grumpy, but instead I decided to get happy and thank God for the rain and thank him that the trees and the grass get to grow when it rains. So you guys tell me about a situation that you guys have, okay? And as you do that, I'm gonna type in the different things that you guys are gonna find for your scavenger hunt. So go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, let's see. You guys gonna type it in? I'm waiting for you guys to type in. I want you guys to type in your stories first, and then we're going to do the scavenger hunt. But type in your stories about a time where you could have been grumpy, but you decided to be happy. Oh, here we go. Rachel says, well, one day my friends were eating snack, and me and my friends had pudding, and we were eating and they spilt it on me. But I didn't get mad at her. I said, it's okay. Rachel, that is such a perfect example. When you're eating snack and then your friend accidentally spills pudding on you. Now, I know in that moment, I probably would have been feeling kind of mad. I would have been like, oh, I'm at school and these are the only clothes that I have at school. And now I have this pudding stain on my clothes. But you're right. You decided in that moment, as opposed to being grumpy, you were going to be happy and you were going to say, it's okay. And how awesome is it that your friend has a friend like you? And that you were kind and you were loving in that moment when you could have been mean and you could have been grumpy with her. So thanks for sharing. That's such an awesome example. Ruben says, when Levin is mean to me and I'm not mean back. Exactly. That's a good one, Ruben. When someone's not being nice to us, we could not be nice back. We can be like, yeah, well, and we can hurt them back with our words or with our actions. But instead, we can choose not to be hurtful. And we can just maybe we can say, what, I'm not going to play with you right now. Or when you're feeling a little bit better, then we can play and then we can talk. But I'm not going to play with you right now, as opposed to being hurtful and saying something mean or hurtful back. So that's a really good example, Ruben. Thanks. Levin says, when Ruben is playing with a toy he wants, and instead maybe there's something else fun for me to play with. That's great, Levin. Yeah. So sometimes, especially when we have siblings, we want the same toy that they're playing with. We want to play with the same toy, but there's only one of those toys. So instead of being mad and grumpy and trying to take the toy away, we can try and find something else to play with. That's a perfect one. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Some of you guys are saying you can't hear me. Okay, great. All right. Ari says, once my friend, she threw my toy into the water. Then I picked it up and it was soaking wet. On Monday of the following week, she apologized and we started playing together. That's such a good one too. Ari, you didn't get mad at her or get frustrated with her. You just took the toy out and you said, okay, and that's the thing too. Sometimes we can be the bigger person, and sometimes what it means to be the bigger person, it means to walk away from someone who's not being very kind. And that's okay. And you're choosing happiness for yourself, and you're choosing to treat yourself with respect, because just when people are being hurtful and mean to us, we don't have to stick around and we don't have to follow along with them if they're being hurtful with us. We can just say, you know what, I'm not going to play with you right now. And when you're going to make better choices and when you're going to be a little bit more kind to me, then we can play. And Ari, you said the following week, she apologized. And then Ari was able to play with her again. So that's a perfect example. And Ari, you could have chose to be grumpy in that moment. You could have chose to get really mad at her and lash out at her, or maybe take one of her toys and throw it in the water, but you didn't. You took your toy out and then you just walked away. And that's the best way to do it. So that's very good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 6 things to get, but some of them are the same, some of them are the same things. Are you ready? Okay, whoever Fishy Girl is, I think it's a problem with your computer, so you need to stop saying you can't hear me. You need to maybe refresh your page, but everybody else can hear me, okay? So you need to stop copying and pasting it in the chat, okay? Perfect. So we're going to play the scavenger hunt now, and I'm going to I'm going to release it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, I need my phone. Oh, and you guys need my email. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Here we go. Here we go. CHURCH Stephanie at OneChurch.to. There we go. Okay, I'm on my email. Sometimes you guys are really, really fast. Really, really fast. Okay. All right, refreshing. Okay, who's gonna do it? So you need 2 cups, 1 cleaning supply, 1 pair of keys, and 2 toys. Let's see who gets it. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I think I have a winner. Let me see. Let me just make sure I've got the picture. I do. Okay, drum roll, please. It's Cynthia and Andy. You guys are the winners. Look at that. They've got 2 mugs. They got some soap, 2 blades, and a pair of keys. Awesome, guys. Good work. A round of applause. Everybody, you guys can give them your cheering emojis in the chat. Give them like, woo, woo, yeah. Okay, so Cynthia and Andy, these are the prizes. Normally, I show you guys the prizes first. Uh-oh, I dropped one. Okay, so you guys get to pick. This is like a Play-Doh set. It has clay and some stencils, and then this is an Iron Man backpack with a Avengers with an Iron Man water bottle. So you guys get to pick. Do you want this prize? This comes together, or do you want the clay set? You guys let me know. And we're going to make sure that it gets mailed to you guys and you guys get it by next week, okay? Awesome. Good job, guys. And okay, good. I'm glad that we did that. We got a winner, chicken dinner. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to pray. And then we're done. We're done. Make sure you sign up for the SLT, the Spiritual Life Track for Kids. If you haven't yet, go online, read about it. Parents, it's really important. And we want all of our kids that are consistently with us on the weekends to be fully engaged with us with the SLT, because it's a way that we can encourage and help grow our children's spiritual development. So definitely check it out. If you want any more information, you can email me or Leader Abigail, and we will give you all the information that you need. And Spooky Wheels. It's next week. We're so excited for that. Okay, let's pray. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dear Heavenly Father God, we thank you for this month of October where we were learning and understanding what it means to have integrity. Integrity doesn't only mean to be honest with the things that we say, but it also means to be honest with our actions and the way that we treat people around us, God. And I thank you, Father, that you have given us a perfect example of someone who always showed integrity, and that was Jesus. So God, help us to focus on how Jesus lived his life, how he was loving and kind and patient and honest with the things that he said and the things that he did. And we just pray all of these things in your wonderful name. And all God's children said, amen. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Love you all. And I will hopefully I see a lot of you guys next week at Spooky Wheels. But if I don't, I will see you on Sunday. Okay, bye.